Sigl community of agencies as a whole, we are real estate based, so we provide the campuses. We have 6 campuses where our member agencies, tenants, and affiliates provide services. So we have 7 member agencies. So we actually don't provide services, but we provide the spaces, we maintain the spaces, and we also provide philanthropic support. So with the events that we host, such as our golf tournament, tennis, wine tastings, all of which we utilize the mobile bidding for, we're raising funds to distribute to member agencies to help them continue the important work that they're doing, which is serving more than 55,000 children and adults and their families in our community with disabilities and special needs. So each agency is completely different. Some of them do host regular events, and we have shared ClickBid. So one member agency, we did actually assist them. So we like to do the collaborative shared services. So one agency, we did help them with one of their galas. We shared ClickBid. I believe they're still a member or customer rather. So Starbridge, I'm pretty sure it still uses you when they have their events. But then there are other agencies who have a very well developed development team. And so they've decided through their means what system they would like to use. But we certainly, when we find something that works, are happy to share it. Part of our real estate base is we do offer these shared spaces that allow the agencies to do their work so well, but we also do it below market value. So we know they're the experts in their field. They're able to provide services, whether it's auditory, it's occupational therapy, whatever the programs are, they're the experts at it. So the more we can help them, the better they can focus their time and their resources on the work that they're doing. Over 60 years now, we just celebrated our 60th anniversary last year. Not many organizations can say that they are that much of a historical piece in the community. So in January, I became Director of Development, but prior to that, I was the Events Director. So throughout the entire time, I've had a lot of interaction with ClickBid and very heavy on the events perspective. It was here when I came in, but I have to say it was an easy transition. It's a wonderful service that you can become very comfortable with it very soon. It's very user-friendly, so I'm grateful for whomever did make that decision prior to my arrival. This was the system we're using. Here's your login. There's some great tutorials available, and just dove right in, and gradually over the last couple of years, I've taken on more responsibilities. So absolutely raising funds and awareness for the important work that's being done with the member agencies and through our unique collaborative. So the member agencies are independent agencies. However, we do, obviously, as I said, provide the support through their spaces. And really, we're trying to create awareness about what is so unique about our collaboration, because it's a huge organization in our community, but I feel like we're still quite a hidden secret. I don't think many folks truly understand the breadth of what we do and how many individuals we touch. So it's very common, and we say in-house quite often, that pretty much everyone we run into has some interaction with Sigl, whether it was a family member who received services or someone who received services themselves, or even someone who is involved as a staff member. So continuing to share the good work that's being done, but also raising funds. So we have a pretty full calendar of events. And through that, we engage different audiences and raise funds that we distribute to the agencies to continue their work. Certainly it was helpful getting us through COVID because things looked completely different in that situation. But to be able to reach not only our audience that's in person, but to share items. So for example, say we had a phenomenal golf package in our wine tastings event. We can share that outside of wine tastings to anyone who might be interested in it. So I think having the flexibility of the mobile, being able to reach out to a wider audience is helpful. That's the biggest thing. I love the technology piece of texting folks when they've been outbid, because you get in that four-wall scenario and you get caught up in conversation, which is the reason you're there, the camaraderie and the support for the agency and listening to the presentations that are being provided. So I love the text messaging, and then we even carry the closing of the event to afterwards so folks can get home, get settled, and then start seeing, okay, last call. And it's really just been helpful to increase funds raised by all the different capabilities, like you said, outside the four walls and text messaging and things of that nature. Certainly customer service. I think this is more applicable in a peer-to-peer situation, but some platforms you don't have a direct line to someone. You have a phone number, you have an email, but you don't have access to a person. So having a Caroline, having a Gabby at your disposal, for lack of a better word, excuse me for that, but having that connection and that availability is huge, especially when you're day of and you need to address something immediately. User-friendly, supportive, comparison-wise, price-wise, you guys are right on par with what you're providing. It's what should be expected of a service like that. To have a seamless opportunity, can you put a price tag on that? To not have that stress day of, leading up to your event. Now, I have not had a bad experience. I haven't had anything that was so troublesome that through an email or two, we couldn't work it out. So there's others out there, absolutely, but this one works really well. So I think perhaps something important to highlight is how small our team actually is. So our development team really only consists of 5 staff members. So the amount of events and philanthropic support that we're able to provide is quite significant considering the amount of manpower that we have behind it. But it's truly the platforms such as ClickBid that make things flow seamlessly, that have the customer support to help us get things done. That certainly helps us to use our time effectively. So I think it's a common misconception when they see Sigl community agencies, they think we are a massive team and a massive staff, and we're truly not. So it's just learning what things work and how to make best use of our time. And so for that, we're grateful for ClickBid.